good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time zone. Welcome to my channel. My name is Ogbanje Joseph. Today, we are going to be talking about the methods of data collection. The methods of data collection in a research. Now, what is even data? What is, data? A data is a piece of information that can be described as raw information or raw facts. Okay, data can be defined as a piece of information that can be described as raw facts. Okay, so now when a data has been processed, it becomes an information. But before a data becomes an information, it has to be processed. Okay, so what is the method of data collection in a research? This a method of data collection in a research involves a description of the instruments, that is, tools that are used in the data collection. It includes the major features of instrument, how it was developed, its validation and reliability. Here, a description of the instrument is actually given. Okay, so majorly 3.1 is research design, 3.2 is population of the study, 3.3 is sample size, 3.4 is sampling technique, then 3.5, okay, sorry, 3.1 research design, 3.2 population of the study, 3.3 sample size, 3.4 sampling technique, then 3.5 is methods of data collection. Now, we are under the method of data collection. Broadly speaking, there are two major methods of data collection. We have got the primary method and the secondary method. Under the primary method, there are four basic instruments there. The first is observation. What is observation? Observation is the process of fixating your mind, okay, a mental faculty on a particular thing over time. So to observe simply means using your five sense organs to actually pay attention to a particular thing. So if you are using your five sense organs to actually pay attention to a particular thing, you are observing that thing. For example, we have the sense of touch, which is hand, the sense of sight, which is the eyes, the sense of hearing, which is the ear, the sense of taste, which is the tongue, and of course, the sense of smell, which is actually the nose. So we're talking about using your sense organs to actually decipher some things about a particular phenomenon or a particular thing. So you are observing. So there are two major types of observation. We have the participant observation. That is when you actually pretend to be the population you are studying. You put yourself in their shoes. You actually go out there and do what they do to actually get information or get the data. That is participant observation. Then we also have the non-participant observation. That is actually where you observe from a distance. You are not part of the players, you are not part of the population of the study. You are just standing in the distance or staying in a distance to actually view or study what the population of the study is actually doing. That is number one. Under the primary is observation. Under the primary method, we have number one, observation. Number two is questionnaire. Now, what is questionnaire? Questionnaire is a set of questions that are asked, okay, in order to elicit information from respondents. Set of questions that are asked in order to elicit information from respondents. So in this questionnaire, there are two major types. We have the closed-ended questionnaire, The closed-ended questionnaire is the type of questionnaire that has options, and these options, you know, the respondent is expected to actually choose from the options. So the options are provided already. The respondent is expected to actually choose from it. So the options are closed. They are closed, so you have to just choose. But the open-ended is the one that the respondent has to fill in the gap or provide the answers. That is for questionnaire. Then we have interview. What is interview? Interview is actually like a face-to-face or contact to contact, you know, um, questions and answers, okay, from respondents. Questions and answers between the researcher and the respondents. Okay, so there are two types of interview. We have the key participant interview, that is when you are participating, and then the key informant interview, that is actually when there is an information officer that gives you an information about a particular institution or a particular phenomenon. Okay, so that is actually for interview. Then we have focused group discussion. Focused group discussion is a group of people that are considered to be expert in a particular field, that are grouped in a place, and the topic of the research is thrown open to them, and then series of questions, guided questions are actually asked, and they are expected to provide answers to those things. The answers that are provided will now be used by the researcher, to analyze for the research. Okay, so those are the things. So we have observation, questionnaire, interview, and then focus group discussion under the primary method of data collection. So in your research, the one that you are going to add or the one you are adopting must be clearly stated. But you can adopt two or even three in a research, but you have to explicitly explain it. Okay, so those are the things. Now, that is for uh that is for primary method of data collection. But we have the secondary sources of data collection. Okay, now the secondary sources actually involves documentary sources or documented sources, written sources that a researcher will adopt or adopts in a particular research. Okay, now we have examples of these secondary methods or sources are: we have textbooks, we have journals, we have internet materials, we have time series. And when I talk about time series, I'm talking about bulletins of institutions. I am talking about, you know, uh, uh, I'm talking about special publications of, institutions that are actually devoted to pay attention to a particular area of, of their functions or of their duties. So those are just the major things that are there, under the methods of data collection. Don't forget to, a quick recap is that we have just primary and secondary methods of data collection. Under the primary, we have four things there. We have observation, we have in a questionnaire, we have interview, and then we have focus group discussion. Under the secondary method, we have textbooks, journals, internet sources, newspapers, newsletters, and then time series of institutions. So that is actually the sources or methods of data collection. Thank you very much.